got something special inside.
This week we've been honoring frontline healthcare workers fighting the pandemic.
You don't have to hide.
There's a widespread perception in our community that COVID is a hoax.
There's a lot that we've been through the pandemic.
It's registering with the hospital how angry and frustrated people are.
That's why they don't have a sign that says thank the CEO. They have a sign that says thank the heroes.
Get everything you need, and you don't have to be afraid. You just gotta keep on pressing.
We are grateful to our teachers in this pandemic.
The teachers have just stepped up.
Our frontline hero is Ryan's art teacher.
The whole class wanted to thank you.
You saw a lot of gratitude. And then you saw the politics.
They're basically refusing these teachers to go to work for what is a bad cold.
Sitting at home in their athleisure wear.
You know, sluggish cat ladies in sweats stained with chocolate eclairs.
We kept all the kids out of school.
We've been trying to get kids back into school throughout the country.
The union doesn't want the teachers in the classroom.
You're actually not listening to me.
But this false narrative that teachers want schools closed is absolutely just that, fiction.
I know it's very divided right now, so just thank you for going out on a limb for us.
Thank you. We as a national union gave grants to locals all over the country. Almost $5 million to places that involve 1,800 locals in 30 states, involving communities of 20 million kids.
This is our back to school Safe Start celebration.
The best part is seeing some of my students that I haven't seen all summer. I've been messaging them, telling them to come on over, and just seeing them show up and get their school supplies, maybe get their vaccine as well.
With their teachers nearby, I think their hesitancy goes way down.
Today we're knocking on doors and finding out what they're feeling on returning back to school. Make sure it's a safe and good experience.
This is about making sure our kids can recover.
I am so glad that we are back in class.
That's where we get our energy from. That's what it's all about.
This is exciting for Malcolm X to host Reading Opens the World event.
Why do you like to read?
I like to read because you can put anything to your mind.
We gotta make sure that all kids have books at home. This is the reason we're giving out 1 million books.
It's super exciting to me that we're kind of getting back into the science of reading.
Smart children, they must have books, and the union stepped up to the plate.
43,000 books are going out the door.
I was like, I want to cry right now. These are brand new books, and there's different titles. Some of the titles look like me.
It's another Spider-Man book.
Literacy is at its core. It's democracy, it's freedom, it's justice. It's why we do what we do every day.
Our partnership with the AFT, we can imagine a powerful academic labor movement.
Nearly 150 medical tech workers and therapists at St. Charles Bend approved their first union contract.
This was not easy.
We're just really excited to get some voice for the technologists.
We were told it was illegal for us to start a union in Kentucky, and we found that actually we could start a union, and so we did.
Because we want what's best for our students and for our working conditions and what's best for the overall state.
Today, the governor signed a bipartisan bill that gives all public school teachers a $10,000 raise.
Because I believe in our educators. You don't talk the talk, you walk the walk. This is our future. We're on strike for the dignity of teachers. We're on strike for the dignity of parents.
There's 9,000 reasons to fund a fair contract because our students deserve better.
I want my son to be able to go to preschool. I went to the preschool program that was cut.
It's a lack of respect. They totally disregard all of us.
I still live at home with my parents because I cannot afford to get a house and all my bills at the same time.
Our rally was way more than what we expected. We had members of the community, we had politicians, we had co-workers, we had families of co-workers, we had retirees coming out. What we were asking for is to be able to take quality care of our patients.
Can you hear us now?
We make $20,000 a year, which is just not enough to sustain life in Chicago.
TAs do 50% of the teaching labor at UIC.
We don't feel like as workers we should have to pay our employer anything.
You don't want to pay to work anymore.
We are going to win through our collective power because there is power in a union and you are the union!
What the ESPs are looking for is a living wage.
None of us really want to be out here, but if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything.
All of these horrible conditions and terrible circumstances have led to a newfound sense of unity that I don't see us walking back from.
One of our union members is one of the people who started this memorial.
Collective bargaining and action works, just like protest works.
Justice and freedom must apply to all.
George Floyd could have been anybody. What we know in the union movement is that there is strength and power in numbers. This is about the power of us.
Are you willing to make sure when the people vote, they will be heard?
We are here today to celebrate something magical. Just about half an hour ago, I greeted dozens of Texans. Can you imagine dozens of Texans who are attending a Together We Rise citizenship clinic, submitting their applications to become citizens of the United States of America.
We lost two members, Pearl Young and the police officer, Aaron Salter. They were both fantastic people. Racism is not going to be tolerated.
We have parents, we have teachers. We're going to talk about our lived experience.
My daughter, the day after that it happened, she came home crying and she said, "Mommy, will that happen to us? Could I die? Am I going to die?"
We were here 10 years ago with Sandy Hook. What has changed? Nothing. Right now is the moment to create change.
It's a fight for our lives. There was a shooting, 15 shots, and a man dead right there on the playground in front of the school building.
They survived the shootings. They are here to fight to make sure it never happens again.
Thank you to the American Federation of Teachers who are marching with us and into November and beyond.
Teachers need to be a part of this conversation. We're going to keep marching till we get to where we need to get to, till it stops.
We need a change and we need it now. I cannot wait to see us cross the finish line on November 3rd.
Are you ready to defeat chaos, to defeat division, to defeat fear?
It's about rebuilding the backbone of this country and giving people in this nation, working people, middle-class folks, a fighting chance.
Okay, here we go.
We have settled our lawsuit on public service loan forgiveness. Every borrower, if they believe the denial was wrong, they're going to have a process for it to be reviewed.
Since the settlement, I've gotten forgiven over $73,000. There's a huge weight coming off my shoulders.
So thank you. We did it. AFT, we did it. It was all for those who don't have a voice, and that's why we have our union.
AFT spent millions of dollars on N95 masks and other supplies in order for nurses around the nation to be safely protected.
The union has been amazing. I have felt so supported and loved by them, knowing that they will fight for what we need.
I would just like to say I'm thankful for solidarity through every level of the union. No matter what this local and its members needed, we're able to reach out with open lines of communications, and everybody's willing to help.
This is a building that's more than a building, it's a symbol of hope and of renewal and of rebuilding. That's the lesson of Reconnect McDowell.
2, 3.
Woo! It's the lesson of partnership, listening intensely and intentionally to the community's needs.
I haven't had an experience that so clearly demonstrated the power of a union. If you were in a union during this pandemic, you had a say.
Our union got together, it fought together, it worked together. Because our members, just like they've been the front line of this COVID crisis, they were the front line of that fight to keep respect and dignity. That's what a union does. It's about making sure that we can solve the problems of today and tomorrow